What's up guys, Zach Holt with ZH Fitness. Welcome to the channel. You trying to go from this to this, but aren't seeing any results? Well, you have to quit making these same key mistakes that everybody else is making. Luckily, we're going to go over these mistakes in this video and show you fixes that you can implement in your very next workout. So let's get right into it. To kick things off, let's talk about why having strong and developed shoulders is essential when trying to build a desirable physique and achieve that iconic V appearance. Not only do they give you a much wider overall appearance that can be pretty impressive, they are also crucial for various exercises and daily activities. However, targeting and growing the shoulders isn't exactly the easiest thing to do due to the difficulty in isolating them. So at the end of this video, I'll include a couple custom methods that are very effective at doing just that. Before we dive into exercises and techniques, it's important to understand the anatomy of the shoulder to target each head specifically. The shoulder is composed of three deltoid muscle heads: the anterior or front deltoid, the medial deltoid, also known as the side delt, and the posterior, aka rear deltoid. You'll need to target all three areas effectively to develop bigger and wider shoulders. The anterior delt's primary function is to flex and internally rotate the arm at the shoulder joint. In simpler terms, this just means raising the arm out in front of the body. The front delt is particularly active in movements like front raises, shoulder presses, and any movement that involves lifting the arm in front of the body. The medial delt plays the most crucial role when it comes to developing broader and well-rounded shoulders, as it sits in the center position and also protrudes outward. Its primary function is to lift the arms to the side and away from the body. So obviously we can activate the medial head through numerous variations of side lateral raises, such as this one here. Notice the slow and controlled form with full range of motion, not letting the weight rest at the bottom of the lift. This muscle in particular is the one I see the most mistakes on and see people failing to get stimulation, which we will discuss how to fix here in a moment. The last and most ignored is the posterior delt, which is responsible for pulling the arm and shoulder out and backward. A couple examples of this would be things like reverse flies, face pulls, and even pull-ups. Rear delts are crucial for balanced shoulders and overall shoulder function. So what mistakes keep you from seeing results and getting very little activation? Well, there's several, but we'll start with too much weight. Most people think that more is better, but in reality, this just leads to compromised form, momentum, and uncontrolled reps. These are very small muscles that get overloaded very easily, so if your lifts look something like this, instead of like this, then you are recruiting lots of supporting muscle groups to complete the lift and taking a lot of the focus off the muscle that you were actually trying to target, which in turn significantly decreases growth. So how do we limit this? With the medial delts, the traps seem to take over the lift for most people. You'll notice you are almost shrugging and thrusting the weight upward instead of controlling the weight throughout the lift. First and most importantly, back off the weight. This is hard for most people and is where you need to step back, check your ego, and do what needs to be done to isolate the delt. My favorite trick I've developed is to start by gassing out the traps before doing lateral raises to take them out of the lift as much as possible. This is extremely effective and helps to isolate the delts. I like to do lifts like dumbbell or cable shrugs until my traps are fatigued and then jump straight into a light lateral raise. Another great lift for isolation is a modified version of the lateral raise while in the lying position. This should be done very slowly and controlled with little weight. You will feel the burn and stimulation like you've never felt with both of these exercises. Also, don't underestimate the importance of rest. Your muscles grow during the recovery process, so make sure you're getting plenty of rest and incorporating rest days into your routine. As we all know, this is where the real magic happens. Another very important factor that is often ignored is posture. Now hear me out on this. If you're someone that looks like this, then you most likely have a posture problem. And if you were to watch as I bring my shoulders back where they belong, how much wider my physique looks immediately. This is due to weak upper muscles in your back and tight and overworked muscles in your chest. Typically because everything we do in a day is out in front of us. I actually struggled from this exact same thing early on with poor posture through muscle imbalances. And in order to combat this, I did stretches that stretch out the tight upper chest muscles, and then I also did exercises that strengthened the upper back and brought them shoulders back where they belong. Surprisingly, I saw a very quick turnaround and noticed a correction almost immediately. If you are somebody who struggles from poor posture and has rotated shoulders, then make sure to check out this video. You'll find it extremely helpful in fixing this. We dive deep into detail and go step by step in fixing shoulder posture, so make sure to check that out. In summary, building bigger and wider shoulders is a very achievable goal with the right approach. Incorporate compound and isolation exercises, maintain consistency as always, and focus on nutrition and recovery. Remember, like anything in life, it's a journey, and it takes time and dedication, but the results will be well worth it. Thanks a lot for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one.